is also going to be competing on the side of KIMEO, which makes the KIMEO team a mixed division as well. Eva, of course, being a French champion in the women's division. So this is a really, really exciting shakeup right here for this little friendly that we have. But chase one comes through, Parkour59, and they find it.
That was great speed under the mountain back and forth. So it says a lot on Luca to track him down. Valentin Vincent in the chat, he's going for KIMEO. What? That's crazy.
Athletes ready! Gonna see what looked like Naeem to chase right now. Of course, this guy, if he gets to go onto the quad, has some of the most unique starts to evade in the business right now. Let's see if he can find this first tag, though. It looks like he's going to close the distance over by the loading bay, but not able to get too much more after that. The run around the outside, though, will eventually find its mark, and maybe we'll see some weird obstacle start from Naeem now.
Well done by Luca, stimming Naeem for that long. Naeem was on top of him each time. Eventually just able to trap him at Lazy Boy. And Luca's timing, he was too deep in the corner, and it put him in that open side tag range.
Athletes ready! That's exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this start. Just starting right in the middle is Naeem. Gonna option over towards the sisters instead. I do like that, but he got caught so early, Amos.
Yes. Yeah, classic starts from Naeem. You never know what he's gonna do. But Jonathan straight on top of that. Look at this dive, so beautiful. Naeem thought he was gonna be able to bounce back. Ooh. 10 seconds. Well done. Good ball tech too.
Always sending it. I believe you called it a juggernaut position in World Chase Tag. Let's see if it translates over on the evasion side right now. We're going to slow things down over by the ridge. Waiting for the crawl over was very, very nice, but the distance has already been shut down. Kong over the sisters, and you tried to double back, but it's not going to work out right here. We're staying deadlocked at 0.
Yeah, it looks like that's Johan. Very smart play. He caught Jonathan stopping where he should have kept going over the top edge.
Athletes ready! Benjamin Garcia to chase. Starting through the center right now, creating that open area through the mountain. Looks like they both got it right there. Nice little slide through at the tilted cube.
I love seeing that just because I remember back at World Championships, WCT 5 actually. Benjamin came up to Seth Wang and told him that Seth was his hero and that he'd been kind of learning his style. And so this just looks so Seth Wang. Look at that. Almost no pause, just launches himself through on that Viper at the cube.
Very nice. Art imitates life. Let's see. Through the tilted cube. Another one right there. He copied the last chase exactly there, Amos, but it's still going to keep going. I don't think there was a full connection made there by the tilted cube. We didn't have the angle to see it very clearly. Ooh, caught up though at the Lazy Boy. Somehow able to scrape out, and that will be the first evasion point, but I don't know if they're going to call for that.
DTR. Yep. He's calling the DTR. That was a Bilal special at the start there. You got to watch out for Bilal. He loves hitting that long side Viper through the cube, but apparently Ben had made enough space where he thinks he got out of there. Also, I want to point out Bilal at the Lazy Boy. Ben was moving so quick that Bilal could have easily been suckered into going across the sisters. But that was great patience looking for his confirmation. When Ben stopped, he was able to stop it and play Lazy Boy, which may have gotten him that last opportunity. I think they're calling the DTR on the Viper through the cube, but maybe there was one last attempt before the buzzer.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think both of us thought that was probably a tag in the first one. But for the viewers at home who don't know what a DTR is, Greg explained this earlier today, I think, and yesterday as well. It stands for a Disputed Tag Review. Essentially, it's just a dispute between two of the athletes where the chaser believes that they had made contact with their tag, the evader probably just didn't feel it is what ended up happening, so they'll go through, review the footage on the replays, see if they get an angle that shows very clearly that the contact was made. But the onus is on the tagger here to make sure that it is very, very clear that they did make contact. I think this is going to be our moment right here on the arm.
Oh, just look at Bilal as he enters. He even gets some air time. Look at that trajectory. He's got that long side viper down.
Ooh, this is a very clear angle.
Oh,
He did
it might
not
just
make
be
it.
pants. If anything, it might be pants, but it is not looking obvious. That is unfortunate for Bilal.
Yeah, a couple frames before you maybe have fingertips on there, but once again, I mean, the onus is on the chaser here to make sure that contact is very, very obvious. If there is any ambiguity whatsoever, they're not going to call that as a tag.
Right now, I imagine the refs are looking for a finger that just bends back ever so slightly. That frame looks a little weird.
Yeah. Just going on a nice little jaunt around the outside of the tilted cube.
Did we see the
maybe
middle
caught
finger?
The jersey?
Did we see the middle finger bend back? The video frame's a little blurry, but I think we're seeing a middle finger bend back.
He could have clipped the jersey because you see the shirt moving back a little bit as well, right? But it's hard to say because I mean, Ben as the evader did a really good job at leaning into the outside perimeter at the end boundary. So it could just be, you know, by virtue of him leaning into it.
Tag is given. They spot that middle finger.
Very nice.
Yeah,
okay.
you got to give it to Ben. He definitely played that well by getting out on that outside perimeter at least.
So as the dust settles, we still are 0-0 as we are one chase away from halfway through the second match of the day. There was something to be said about calling for the DTR if KIMEO was able to get the point. That would leave an evader with a relatively long break right here, but that's not what ended up happening. So we go next right now. Parkour59 trying to get the first point on the board right here. We go across the diagonal over to the ridge. And we're slowing it down for a second. I really like this. High EQ once again, but the creep through happens right here. Forces it out, makes the flush work, but it's not going to be enough time on the clock. There's Parkour59 with the answer.
Yeah, desperate spear attempt from Luca at the end there. Bilal was just playing so smart. Watch his timing. Look, he gets him in there. Confirmation of him setting the trap, and he's gone. Great tripwires from Bilal.
And just like that, we saw that DTR make a tag in favor of Parkour59. They've been able to turn this match on its head now. First lead, something you would expect from the French champions.
Oh, no. Yes.
Blurry action coming through. Caught up by the lazy boy.
That's the tackle I wanted to see yesterday. Yes. More tackles.
Full send, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what they needed to put another juggernaut on Bilal. Put some pressure on him. Bilal was playing the bay pretty well there at the start, and Jonathan had some hiccups. But Bilal got scared out early, and that's what caused that strong tail across the front line.
Okay. Jonathan going to evade right now. Let's see if they can find the equalizer point.
Yes.
Loading bay. Very quick movement over through the mountain. Once again, that has been a challenging obstacle to get through. That slide looks like it was close, but once again, the beat goes on. Stepsisters comes through. The penguin slide had the right look, but just could not stop his momentum quickly enough.
All right, Johan's got some new stuff in his repertoire. I haven't seen him do a long side viper on the cube like that before. Otherwise, Jonathan was doing such a great job with his tripwires that he's staying out of reach of those other attempts so well, especially that bay. Johan, long side viper, well done.
Ooh, starting off on the sisters a little bit off balance right there, and yeah, you're gonna get caught real quick. You could see that at the start of the replay as well. Both feet went on either end of the sisters, and from there you were just completely off balance.
Yeah, I was about to say Ben may have made the wrong choice by going stepsisters, which is going from the sisters into the cube. But it was fortunate for him that Johan had a little slip and fell. Otherwise, Ben would want to look to that wider net cast, which is what we call the in-laws, by dropping down to that open space.
Okay.
Here we go. Juggernaut time.
Oh! Nice flush out right there. Yes. Caught him on the back as well. That was tactical, surgical chase tag.
That's really interesting to see that. So the spider on the cube is where Bilal was setting up to go on that low little window there. Super rare. That's another brainchild of Kai Baldwin that you don't see often. He didn't even have to set it because he scared Ben out because of his positioning, and that's what got him that strong tail. Well done by Naeem.
Okay, this one looks a little bit more normal here from our athletes. We will get a reset right here. I think it was a false start.
False start. Give him that yellow card. That's right. One more yellow card. As of note, one more yellow card, and that is, I believe, a red.
Okay.
You better not false start.
I have not seen that one yet in my chase tag.
Me neither. Me neither.
Let's see. It's a rare moment when Naeem starts at a normal high EQ obstacle. So let's see what he has to
right?
do. You're trying to imitate Olaf a little bit with that bounce back on the sisters, but it was just a little bit too soon. Unfortunately, we won't get across with that one, but Parkour59 still.
Yeah, cutbacks like that can be really challenging because the timing is so crucial. If your chaser is actually a little behind you, maybe they made a mistake, it actually makes you a sitting duck. I gotta say, Naeem did do that very fast, that bounce back, but his chaser was looking for confirmations.
Okay, nice little jump over.
Beautiful.
Maybe a little bit too much hang time on it, but it doesn't matter if you can cut the angle right there.
RGS is a, to quote Walt.
Nice.
The legendary terminology boost from yesterday. Reverse golden showers. And the beautiful thing about his positioning is that he wasn't fully committed. He was setting up his perch on that little corner of the cube there, and that allowed him to look for the confirmation before he ripped that. And he ripped it fast.
Very nice evasion. Wins the match right here on the side of Parkour59. We're at match point. See if they can do it. Otherwise, it's going to have to be one evasion from KIMEO to tie this up and bring us to sudden death. Here we go. Nice slide through on the commitment. We do not have enough real estate. We are going to go to one final chase right here. Can KIMEO get the evasion and tie it up?
Finn is hungry for those Vipers at the cube. Look at that. So beautiful to control. He was able to go both directions. That first one almost looked like a repeat, but the evader was able to escape it. So well done on the evader for that first one.
Athletes ready!
Final chase, potentially. Tag will close it out right here. You got to put the jets on now, if any time. Lots of space, but we're slowing it down by the lazy boy once again. So much open area that is just not getting cut off. I think we can get a sudden death right here.
Oh, no.
Yes. We are going to go to a final chase. I actually think this was just chase 16 now. And Parkour59 can just win with an evasion, but it's one chase away for a sudden death.
Oh, man. Bilal. I think he hit his back. Oh, something slowed him down there. He could have nabbed him with a Viper, but something slowed him down and it gave the bin the opportunity to get out.
Just like that, the roles have been reversed right here in final chase. KIMEO, second evasion right here will just win the match outright, but we are gonna go to a sudden death, Amos. Let's talk about it.
Yes, sudden death. Bin just got off too, and I think they're gonna probably want to throw Bin on in this sudden death. So Bin is hopefully getting a breather right now. They're discussing. Khalil looks like he's heading up the team right now, having that discussion. Valentin, what we saw in the group chat yesterday, is sick today and in bed. What's up to Valentin in the group chat? Looks like Khalil is taking his place. Parkour59 having a little discussion as well. You know, these guys have all evolved so much, so I don't even know who my picks would be, but I imagine Naeem is such a tried and true chaser. They probably want to have out. Bilal usually shows up really strong as an evader. He's done well today in that position. So, yeah, it looks like they've already made their choice with Bin. He's getting his rest. He's on as the evader, and as a chaser, let's see who we got here on KIMEO. We got Jonathan. He has become, he's leveled up so much over this last year. Really impressed with him. Definitely Juggernaut style. He will give it everything he got. And then Uka also Juggernaut style. He's leveled up. I don't know to the same degree. So I guess we'll see who KIMEO puts out.
Yeah, this is a format here for sudden deaths where pairings are notably much more important. It's not just about getting whether you get the tag or not. a lot of what sudden death is how long you are able to stay on the quad. So what we're going to see right here is a lot of just looking for high EQ, just stalling for time. If you can idle, that's excellent in these positions. If you can get all the way to 20 seconds for standard evasion, even better, because it forces the other team to match that 20 seconds as well. But I think pairings are going to be a huge difference. It looks like it's not going to be Naeem taking the platform right here. I was going to say if we see him on the chase and then to evade, we might see Naeem versus, I think, Khalil from KIMEO has been kind of the matchup of choice for those two. So let's see.
Yeah.
KIMEO to evade first, though. Here we go. And time is the name of the game, of course. If you get the tag, that's whatever. That is just the time to beat, though, if you go first.
Yeah.
Go. That's going to come through. It looks like contact was made at about 9.9, I think. So that might have to be walked back, that timer, by a second or so.
Great time to put up. Once again, the RGS repeat. Is that Ugo with really short hair? I almost didn't recognize him because they all shaved their heads after their loss at World Championships. Yeah, okay, I didn't even recognize Ugo. Ugo's in the mix. That makes total sense that they put Ugo out for that chase. And the RGS repeat, beautiful job at that perch at the cube, just to rip across the sisters.
Okay, and just like that, we'll find out our official time to beat right here. So now we see on the overlay at the bottom of your screen, folks, it does say 11. I'll use that as the example. That means that Parkour59 will have to find a tag in under 11 seconds in order to win this sudden death round. We have had some very incredibly rare scenarios where both teams had tagged exactly at the same time down to the millisecond, and that's brought us to a sudden death 2. It is a very, very few and far between moment to happen, though.
That was crazy. Yeah, I never thought I'd see that. So as far as strategy here, something interesting is that depending on the chaser's first time they put on the board, this can influence the evader's strategy. If it's a really low time, they can actually do things that they wouldn't do in a normal chase that are risky if they know the chaser has very little chance to get. They know the chaser's desperate. Here we've got 11 seconds, maybe 2 interactions. So maybe the evader's factoring that in.
That's right. Yeah, I believe the average amount of time for a typical chase and chase tag is around like 12 to 13 even. So it's a little bit above schedule right now. It does say about 9.9 to get there. I think he clipped him on the angle, though, so we're not even going to be able to talk about it too much more. Just like that, KIMEO is going to be able to take
it
this.
home. Yes, well done, Khalil. Yeah, it was a great start. I like that he started at the ridge. I like the route he chose, but this cutback is what put him in danger. Maybe he just felt the heat from Khalil. He thought he was too close, and it might have been a smart juke, but he should have just kept going to cube.
Yeah, I mean, what a great match, though, between these two. I mean, probably two.